Hello and welcome to Normal to Formal Podcast, episode number 36. I'm your host, Tia Young. I'm the founder of Tia Young Image and Etiquette. I help my clients learn the soft skills for success through professional development and etiquette training. The topic for today's podcast is keeping it classy. Yes, ladies, we always want to keep it classy, no matter the setting, no matter the situation. We don't always have to be dressed up to the nines to keep it classy, but in all ways, we want to try to keep it classy. I actually did a speaking engagement about a year ago, and that was the topic that I used. So I want to use some of that information to share with you today. And I love acronyms, so I use the letters in Classy Lady to speak of those words that I think are important for ladies in order to keep it classy. So let's get started. Some of the characteristics and attributes of a classy lady to help keep you classy, no matter the age. Well, at least as we start to get into middle and high school, starting to sit properly and behave properly and look like a classy young lady. The first letter in Classy Lady, confident. As classy ladies, we want to be confident in what we do and what we say and who we are. Even if it's not as strong as we want it to be in all situations, we want to make sure we fake it till we make it. Just have that mindset of being confident in any situation you may be going into. Because we all are beginners in some areas in our lives, and as we get better at it, we become more confident in it. But initially, we might not be as confident. Something as simple as, let's say, roller skating. As a child, I loved to roller skate and ride my bike as a young girl. The first time I tried either of those things, it was not very fun and I was not very confident. But as I kept falling and getting up and falling less and less, I was able to ride my bike without even holding the handlebars at some times. I know that's a little dangerous, but I was that confident. Roller skating, I learned to go to the skating rink and skate backwards in the zigzag lines, and it was just so much fun because we had the confidence. So the same way, we want to be confident as young ladies. Speaking engagements is something that I was always afraid to do when I was younger. I hated to be on the stage or to be speaking in front of a group of people or just a handful of people. It was just very nerve-wracking. I was in a pageant when I was a teenager, and that was the thing that scared me the most. That extemporaneous question, because you never know what they were going to ask, or they gave you a list of 50 possible questions and you had no idea what you were going to be asked. But that scared me the most. So I always did my best, but I always felt like I didn't do very well until I got older and started kind of pushing myself to do it more, and I became more confident in it. So now I just finished a TEDx talk. So on that letter to success, as far as confidence in public speaking, and there's always room for improvement to become more confident. So that is C, a lot there for C. L, she leads by example. She leads by example. So everything you do, whatever your role or title may be, for instance, I'm an image and etiquette coach. So I want to be able to live that way and have the best manner when I'm around people in public. Now, when I'm at home, I can relax. But when I'm out in public, because of what I do, I want to show people good manners and lead by example, being polite, using my common courtesies. Please, thank you, you're welcome. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. All those things, because I can't teach it and not live it as well. So whatever you do, always be your best and lead by example. People are watching, even as a parent. As a mom or a dad, we want to lead by example for our children. We can't tell them to do something that we aren't doing. We can't tell them to stay off their electronic device when we're not taking time to stay off our electronic device and giving that family time at dinner. So make sure we lead by example. The A in Classy Lady is she is approachable. She is approachable. So what does that mean? That means people will want to come up to you and strike up a conversation. You have a smile on your face. You look very pleasant. So you look friendly and approachable. And I love that word approachable because as a former flight attendant, I flew for 14 years with United Airlines. And one thing that I had to be is approachable because we're there for safety, first of all. In the event of an emergency, we had to be able to get that airplane evacuated in 90 seconds. Yes, 90, a minute and a half, 90 seconds. But when passengers would come onto the airplane, I would always greet them with a great big smile on my face and make them feel welcome. And I helped them in any way that I could. So whatever you do, try to be approachable and not have that face that says, leave me alone. Sometimes you might not be in a good mood, but at least the majority of the time, be approachable. All right, let's move on to the S in Classy Lady. The first S is she practices self-care. Self-care. We always do so much for everyone else that we rarely take time for ourselves. So self-care is so important. What are you doing to relax? I've started reading a little bit more, turning off that television or stop looking at the social media, Facebook or Instagram. So taking time to relax. I love looking at water, meaning the water like at a beach or a lake. I just kind of that serene, relaxing feeling. That self-care can be hanging out with your girlfriends, going to girls' night out, hanging with family members. So taking time to unwind where you're not focused on work or something serious. So something where you can just relax, enjoy food at a restaurant. You want to try something new, but self-care, going to the spa also is something that you can do. Get your nails done, a pedicure, get a massage, a facial, and that kind of relaxes you. It can get costly, so treat yourself at least once a month or whatever your budget dictates. The second S in Classy Lady is she uses her social skills. Yes, I do that for a living. You know, there's etiquette for everything. Believe it or not, there's a rule for everything. But the bottom line is that you're friendly, you're nice, you're kind, and you're in a social setting. If you're on a deserted island, it really doesn't matter. But when you're around other people, you want to make them feel important or special when they're around you. Give a compliment. Use your social skills, like I mentioned, common courtesies. Hold the door open for someone. Say hello. Those kind of things when you're around people shows your social skills. So try to use those every day whenever you're around other people. Why? She is yielding. And I take that as meaning she does not always think of herself first, but think of others. And I've mentioned before, one thing that I do at home is I leave water and snacks on my porch for delivery workers. And they really enjoy that. They've had a long day. They can pick up a bottle of water or a snack out of the little box I have on my porch. So I'm thinking of others. Also, family members, reach out, say hello, go visit. Pick up the phone or text and just say, how are you today? Just thinking of others. Also yielding to somebody that may be elderly. You might be in a waiting room, and if there's someone elderly that comes in, let's say the dentist's office, and there's no seats available, you want to give up your seat and yield that to someone else that might need it a little bit more. So for Classy Lady, that was the Y. Then we're going to go on to the L for Lady. She is loving. I mean, she has a loving spirit, a loving heart. And we want to always project ourselves as being that loving, smiling heart. So you don't have to be in love with someone, but be loving. People look at you in the word that they might use. Oh, she's so nice. Oh, she's kind. She's sweet. So having that loving personality. The A in Lady, she accepts others' differences. We're all different. We all were brought up in a different way. So we have different experiences. So someone might have experienced something differently than you, which may affect them differently than you, and their personality might be different because of that. When someone is rude or disrespectful to me, you can get angry, but I try not to. I think back to maybe someone hurt them. Maybe they're not having a good day. Maybe they got a negative report at the doctor's office. So I give them grace. Or maybe they weren't raised the way I was raised in a loving household. You want to always accept others' differences and their attitudes sometimes, and don't take it personally. The D in Classy Lady, She dresses tastefully. What does tastefully mean? To me, she's not exposing too much skin and showing too much cleavage or wearing things too tight or short. Taking pride in her appearance and looking like a lady. So when she walks in a room, people see the whole package of who she is and not look at one thing. Oh my God, why is her dress so tight? Or why can I see through that outfit? Or why is she wearing leggings and I can see every curve? So we want the whole package to be beautiful. She dresses tastefully is the whole package and not individualized things. You might like individual things about what she's wearing or how she looks, her hairstyle, her nails, her shoes, but she's a complete package, and that means dressing tastefully. And the Y in lady, she is young at heart. As we get older, sometimes we can forget about all the fun we had when we were growing up. I mentioned earlier about roller skating and riding your bike. When was the last time I rode my bike? Oh, it's been a few years. I do have a bike that I rarely ever ride. And then last year, my husband bought some skates and took the skates and just rolled around the floor in the garage, and it's a big garage, so it was so much fun. And it took me a minute to get, my skating legs back, but my daughter, Taylor, she hadn't really skated before. So she had been practicing, but she didn't have, it came back to me a little easier than for her because she only had done it a few times before. But I say, bend your knees, lean forward a little bit, and we got it, and we had so much fun. But young at heart, doing things the young folks do, even though we might not feel comfortable trying those things and having a little fun at it as well. Whatever that might be. Sometimes they like the gaming systems. Try it. My daughter just started sending me little puzzles called Wordle, and I was like, oh, that's neat because it's kind of logic, so it helps your mind work a little bit more, especially as I get older. But that's the new thing now, kind of like Scrabble, but it's called Wordle. So that's the new thing. That one is not a young game, but it's nice that she actually sent it to me to play along with her. And we competed also on the app on the watch, the exercise, and closing the rings on the exercise. And I beat her 3 times, so she kind of gave up on me. But anyway, doing things that keep you young at heart, that exercising, that walking. I walk my doggy dogs every day, 3 times a day. And so just trying to keep yourself young at heart. So our body doesn't get firm and brittle. We want to keep it moving so we can be able to live and move as long as possible. And that was the Y for lady. So I used those letters in Classy Lady to share some attributes of those 2 words. And I started with C, she's confident. L, she leads by example. A, she is approachable. S, she practices self-care. S, she uses her social skills. Y, she is yielding. L, she is loving. A, she accepts others' differences. D, she dresses tastefully. And Y, she is young at heart. So that is Classy Lady in a nutshell, my definition of what a classy lady is. And I try to do that as much as possible. Now, sometimes I'm going to want to sleep in and be a bum and my hair is on top of my head. I have no makeup on. So sometimes I want to be a bum and just sit around, not get out of bed, keep my pajamas on, watch TV, stream Netflix, eat some ice cream, and be a bum that day. So in that instance, I'm not a classy lady, but at heart I am, even though I might not look like it at that time. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that and you're able to use some of those attributes of classy lady. Thank you so much for listening to Normal to Formal podcast today. I hope you found some tools to help you be a classy lady today and every day. Please join me next Wednesday for another episode. You can follow me at Mrs. Tia Young on social media and Mrs. Manners on LinkedIn. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.